5 years ago, I was staring at my bank account with exactly $347 to my name. I was 23 years old, drowning in student debt, and genuinely terrified about my financial future. Fast forward to today, and I've built a six-figure investment portfolio that generates passive income while I sleep. But here's what nobody tells you about going from zero to $100,000 in investments. It wasn't luck, it wasn't a secret formula, and it definitely wasn't some get-rich-quick scheme. What I'm about to share with you is the exact roadmap I followed, including the painful mistakes that cost me thousands, the strategies that actually worked, and the mindset shifts that changed everything. If you're starting from nothing and wondering if building real wealth is even possible, this is the most honest conversation about investing you'll hear today. Let me take you back to where this journey really began. It was early 2020, and I was working a marketing job making $42,000 a year, after taxes, rent, student loan payments, and basic living expenses. I had almost nothing left over. I remember scrolling through social media, watching people my age apparently living their best lives, investing in real estate, trading stocks, and I felt completely left behind. The truth is, I had no financial education. My parents never talked about investing. School certainly didn't teach me. I was starting from absolute zero, both in terms of money and knowledge. The first thing I did was the hardest thing. I got brutally honest about my financial situation. I tracked every single dollar I spent for 30 days straight. What I discovered shocked me. I was spending nearly $400 a month on things that didn't matter. Subscription services I forgot I had, eating out constantly because I was too tired to cook, impulse purchases that seemed small but added up devastatingly fast. This wasn't about deprivation or living on rice and beans. It was about consciousness. Within 3 months of tracking and adjusting, I had freed up $600 monthly that I didn't even know existed in my budget. Now came the critical decision: what to do with this money. I spent weeks researching, and the information was overwhelming. Everyone had a different opinion. Crypto enthusiasts promised overnight millions. Day trading gurus sold expensive courses guaranteeing financial freedom. Real estate investors insisted property was the only real wealth builder. I nearly gave up several times because the noise was deafening. Then I discovered something that changed my perspective entirely: the concept of index fund investing and the power of compound growth. Here's what the math actually showed me. If I could invest $500 monthly and achieve an average annual return of 10%, which historically is what the stock market has delivered over long periods, I would have over $100,000 in just 10 years. This wasn't gambling. This wasn't trying to pick the next Amazon. This was simply participating in the growth of the entire economy through low-cost index funds. The beauty of this approach was its simplicity and the fact that it required no special knowledge, no constant monitoring, and no stress about individual company performance. I opened my first investment account in June 2020 with Vanguard. I started with just $200 because that's all I could comfortably invest that month without creating anxiety. I chose a simple 3-fund portfolio: 70% in a total U.S. stock market index fund, 20% in a total international stock market index fund, and 10% in a total bond market index fund. This diversification meant I owned tiny pieces of thousands of companies across the entire world. My risk was spread, and I was positioned to capture the growth of the global economy. The first year was psychologically brutal. The market was volatile. Some months my account would be up 3%, other months down 5%. I remember one particularly rough week in September 2020 where I lost $200 in a single day. That was an entire month's initial contribution gone. I felt sick. Every instinct screamed at me to sell, to protect what little I had. This is where most people quit. This is where I almost quit. But I had learned something crucial in my research: market volatility is not risk when you're investing for the long term. The real risk is not being invested at all. I kept contributing month after month, regardless of whether the market was up or down. Something remarkable started happening in year 2. As my contributions accumulated and the market recovered and grew, I began seeing real momentum. The money I had invested 12 months earlier had grown not just from my contributions, but from market returns. Then those returns started generating their own returns. This is compound growth in action, and watching it happen with my own money was genuinely thrilling. By the end of 2021, my portfolio had crossed $25,000. I had personally contributed about $14,000, which meant the market had added $11,000 in growth. I was making money while doing absolutely nothing except staying consistent and not panicking. Year 3 brought new challenges and opportunities. I received a promotion that increased my salary to $57,000. Instead of inflating my lifestyle, I made a crucial decision. I increased my investment contribution to $800 monthly. This is called avoiding lifestyle creep, and it's one of the most powerful wealth building strategies that nobody talks about. Every raise, every bonus, every unexpected windfall, I split it, half toward enjoying life now, half toward investments. This balanced approach kept me motivated without feeling deprived. I also made my first significant mistake during this period. Watching certain technology stocks soar, I convinced myself I could pick winners. I took $3,000 and bought individual stocks in companies I thought were undervalued. Within 6 months, that $3,000 became $1,800. I had lost 40% while my boring index funds had gained 12% during the same period. This painful lesson reinforced what I had learned intellectually, but hadn't truly internalized. I was not smarter than the market, and trying to beat it was costing me real money. I sold those individual stocks, accepted my losses, and recommitted to my original index fund strategy. By year 4, something shifted in my psychology. I stopped checking my account daily. I stopped feeling anxious about market fluctuations. I had developed what investors call emotional discipline. My automated contributions happened on the first of every month without me thinking about it. My portfolio had grown to $65,000. The compound growth was accelerating noticeably now. Some months, the market gains alone were larger than my monthly contributions. I was watching the snowball effect in real time. The final push to $100,000 happened faster than I expected. In year 5, I received a larger bonus at work and immediately invested 70% of it. I also maxed out my Roth IRA contribution for the first time, which was $6,500 for the year. Combined with my regular monthly contributions and strong market performance in early 2024, I crossed the $100,000 milestone in March of this year. When I saw that number on my screen, I sat in my apartment and honestly cried. Not because $100,000 is retirement money or life-changing wealth, but because I had proven to myself that starting from nothing, with an average income and no special advantages, I could build real financial security through discipline and patience. Here's what I want you to understand. This journey wasn't about being perfect. I made mistakes. I had months where I couldn't invest as much as I wanted. There were times I felt discouraged watching others appear to get wealthy faster through riskier strategies, but consistency beat intensity every single time. The person who invests $500 monthly for 10 years will dramatically outperform the person who invests $5,000 once and then stops. If you're watching this and feeling behind, feeling like you've wasted time, or feeling like building wealth is impossible without a high income or inheritance, I'm telling you from lived experience you can do this. Start small, start today, stay consistent, and let compound growth work its magic. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. I'm sharing everything I learn about building wealth, investing intelligently, and achieving financial freedom. Drop a comment below telling me where you are in your own investing journey. I read every single comment, and I want to support you in any way I can. Like this video if you found it valuable, and I'll see you in the next one where we're diving into exactly how to set up your first investment account step by step. Let's build wealth together.